Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel for another one. Here we are, cutting up the cab, finally. Nothing too special here, guys. So basically I made a few mistakes here. Not too important, but after all the talk I did about saving those braces on the firewall, I ended up chopping them up and throwing them out. And then another big mistake is I cut out the high hump panel and then gave that away to another guy building a truck, and not knowing that it wasn't going to come on my new firewall. So a couple mistakes. Don't throw out your pieces, keep them. You might need them. You never know. You might need to copy them. You might need to actually use them. Who knows? But anyway, not too much here. Just be careful when you're doing this, guys. I'm obviously not using a guard on the grinder. I find it difficult to find where my cutting edge is. But on top of that, the burning paint and undercoat and rust are really hurt my lungs on this one, guys. I ended up having an asthma attack. Not too uncommon for me, but it still sucked nonetheless. So after this, you're gonna end up seeing me with a full face mask, and that's why. With the full face mask and the VOC filters, I can't smell a thing. So, and then there's zero chances of anything getting into my eyes. So here we are, cutting up the roof panel. I ended up not saving the marker light positions. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think I'm going to be able to use them. I haven't found replacement lenses or anything like that at all. So I made sure to leave a bunch of usable edge. You'll see why later on in the video, but it'll help with getting the spot welds out and then not cutting too deep. Pretty straightforward. Okay, here we go, cutting out the rear window panel. Again, pretty straightforward, a perimeter cut. Should get us out of there. And then around the window, you're going to need to cut too, because it's a pinch weld at the window frame. Moving on to the firewall, I used my D8 here to identify the spot welds. A little bit more tricky here because of the corrosion and whatnot, but you're gonna see me using this spot weld cutter. I got it from Eastwood. It was decent if you have a few panels to do, but if you have a whole project to do, you're gonna need multiple kits. I went through 3 cutters with pretty good speed. Ended up switching to a dull drill bit later on, and then when that dull drill bit stopped working, I switched to a different drill bit and then blasted some more holes in the cab. So pick and choose your battles. Yeah, I don't know if there's a benefit to one spot weld cutter over the other, but everyone's got some dull drill bits laying around doing nothing, so they work fine enough. It's a crappy job either way. Another little tip here, guys. I use a spot weld cutter on the end of the air hammer. It's shaped, so you want the sharp end facing away from the panel you want to keep. Otherwise, it'll dig in and destroy some sheet metal, which I unfortunately did on the rear wall. So I'm gonna have to patch more, which is always more fun. Right here, I'm just kind of fighting the firewall panel has a bit of a turnover over the flange of the cowl, and it just kind of locks it in. So every inch is a battle won with blood. It's not a whole lot of fun, but you know, you're gonna end up seeing me find out that I messed a spot weld here. Good times. Okay, we jump ahead here a bit. I've already removed the rocker panels, inner and outer. But just showing a little bit of my process in removing, these junk panels. A little bit of grinding. a little bit of searching with my fingers and using the spot weld cutter, drill those spot welds, and then brute force of ignorance to get the panel off. More grinding. Surprise, surprise. I'm just trying to stay as close to the rear wall as I can with my grinding disc. Because of this rear brace that runs across the back of the cab, there's not a whole lot of room in between it and the rear wall of the cab, so you gotta sneak in there, cut in between so that there's as little left as possible, because with that rear brace there, it'll be almost impossible to get at the spot welds. So it needs to go. So you see me throw away that spot weld cutter like it was an abandoned toy. Yeah, I just given up on it. Put a drill bit on. Off to the races. You can also see the damage on the rear wall from where I amateurishly tried to remove the fuel tank saddle on the passenger side, and the spot weld cutter on the air hammer there. It got a little wild. But after I remove this floor lip from the rear wall here, you're going to see some daylight through the rear wall, and it basically runs the full length all the way across, which is pretty surprising. There's quite a bit of rot, so I'm happy I bought those panels that I did. Yeah, I'm happy they make them even. back on the roof panel, there's about 300 spot welds in this roof panel. Maybe exaggerating, maybe 200 to 300, but there's a lot. And it takes quite a bit of time. Obviously, there's one about every half inch. They're not all that apparent from the top. There's not very much lip, like pinch weld lip, in this factory roof panel. Lots of times they hit it on the edge, so it is quite difficult to get out. I'm trying to use a wire wheel there, try to get in there. But yeah, it just takes a lot of time going all the way around. But I was kind of in the zone. I was having a good day in the shop. Just lots and lots of spot welds. So I start to try and use some different tools. I started with a chisel there, the hammer, and then I switched to the air hammer, the air chisel, and I started to break some of the spot welds. Noticed that as the panel started to deform, it was lifting and tearing the spot welds. So I just started going around on that lip and deforming it. It's kind of like not a 90-degree angle, but probably a 60-70 degree angle bent on a radius, and I'm just hitting that with the air chisel and deforming it, and it's causing the steel to bend and lift up away from the spot welds, so it's tearing the spot welds at the same time, and it starts to go pretty fast. That was difficult. So we're back in the shop today. Yeah, I won't talk much. Pretty tired, but so I got this marked out. Pretty sure this is 1/2 inch tape. Where's my tape measure? Marked this out a few days ago. 1-inch tape. Okay, so I got 1-inch tape on here. I think that's enough. Yeah, I think that's more than enough. This will drop out what's left of our inside window panel, and as you can see, I've already been working on doing some repairs. Excuse me. I've already been working on doing some repairs to the truck, so I got these panels in. I mean, I welded this one from the other side, so I got a ton of pinholes. This one is a lot better. I only got 2 pinholes. I cut way off in the center, so I have to patch my own patches here. And then I can do cab corners, but all that's going to be on the next video. All the cutting and fitting and stuff is going to be in the next video. I did a bunch of hammer and dollying, but this one might not matter. They wouldn't really come out.
Some of them kind of returned to shape a little bit. This is an old one. It's been repaired. It's cut or cracked. There's a small dent here. There was a pretty good dent here. Still is. I need to pull it out. Not wanting to come back to shape. Pretty good ding here. I can't get the hammer in there, so we're gonna use the stud gun and slide hammer. Got this on the new tool cart. Should get all my tools fairly organized. Clamps all in one spot. I mean, what are those, the 11-inch? All in one spot. I still have a few 18ers. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. And we're gonna wrap up this video with the panel removal section. It's not gonna be the most interesting video in the world, but if if you're venturing into this project or a project like this, then it'll give you a good idea of what's gonna need to be cut out. If you're looking at a rusty old truck, imagine the bottom 4 inches of the truck just being non-existent. So that's my experience anyway for 60s trucks. They're not that nice anymore. The trucks that are out there for $1,000, $1,500, they're all gonna be rotten in the bottom. That's it. The floors are gonna be done. The cab wall is gonna be toast. A pillar, B pillar, cowls, sort of deal. Firewall, it's all gonna be roached. out really good. I'm really excited for this big back window. This Dynacorn panel is actually really, really nice. But yeah, all in all, it's turning out. A little Easter egg on the color that I chose. It's already on the truck, so I feel better about it now. Co-worker backed me up on it. He said he really liked gold and white. It's a cool combo. So get a little Easter egg. I think that's what I'm gonna choose. But yeah, thanks for watching my videos, guys. I appreciate it coming out. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Helps me out. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. That also helps me out. And I'll see you on the next one, hopefully soon.